The image describes a picture which gives information about lady writing a diary. First, it is evident that laptop, she is watching a laptop, and there is this coffee cup. We don't know what she is writing in a diary. And do you also feel stuck in describe image, especially when you come across such difficult images? What is the way out? How do we nail this? How do we activate this autopilot mode so that you use just one formula which fits in for all kinds of images and you will never worry about describe image again? Well, in this video I've inculcated all the tips and tricks, one strict formula to activate that autopilot mode. Want to make most out of this video? Make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul here from SKILLS PTE ACADEMIC. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome pop-act video on PTE describe image autopilot activated with just one formula which gives you a perfect 90 out of 90. Well, before we get into the video, if not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. Anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance. You can check the information in the description of this video. We left a WhatsApp link. You can click on the link, send us a message. We will do the needful. Also to tell you, recently we released our 3 official ebooks. First was PTE speaking cheat code, second is reading cheat code, third is match winning approach to PTE. If you don't want to miss out on the contents present in these 3 ebooks, click on any of the links below in the description of this video. It will redirect you to one of the ebooks and you can buy it as a combo and avail some discount as well. Alright, without any further delay, let's straight away get right into how to activate the autopilot mode in the PTE describe image. First thing first, when we talk about PTE describe image, there will be a picture. You will get 25 seconds to prepare, and then the next 40 seconds you have to speak something about the picture. You need to describe an image. Back in 2024 till 2024, any kind of templates were allowed. So people used to go with a particular kind of template which do not have any content to be used from the image, or very least number of content, like 2 keywords, 1 keyword, and still you ended up getting 90 out of 90. However, the recent update that happened in November 2024 ensures that you cannot use those kind of templates. Rather, you can use structure, meaning just some linking words firstly, secondly the image talks about. However, the image also contains something of this structure can be used, and the rest of the things in the structure you have to fill by looking into an image. Basically, you got to describe the content of the image, and that's where things started getting more troublesome. Now, how do we deal with it? Definitely, yes, we need a formula, because any kind of image can come. If it is a bar graph, line graph, pie chart, table, process, still it's easy. Map is still possible because there is some data, there is some words written, there are some numbers written, digits written. How about a picture that I showed in the beginning of the video? A picture comes where there is no data in the image. It becomes very difficult for you to speak something on your own. As a result, you need a formula. One particular formula that gets this autopilot mode activated. Autopilot mode means you don't have to do anything. You just use the formula, automatically things will happen on its own. This is what I'm going to show in just a while, but let's look at the kind of images that actually pose trouble. Remember, I'm not going to talk more about line graph, bar graph, pie chart, which is more easier for people to do it. Today I'm going to take those peculiar images which actually pose a lot of problems. Something like this, a picture can come where a lady, of course, has a long hair, probably a lady, we don't know, is writing something in a diary overlooking the computer. Or something like this can come where 2 people are reading a book. A small baby is looking at the mother, seems like, while reading or narrating a story. Or it could be something like a law and order where it talks about if justice is served, what are you going to talk? Definitely we have a formula I'll unveil in just a while. And something like this, a map can come, population density of African countries, Niger, Sudan, Dominican Republic of Congo. It's not Dr. Congo, by the way. Something of this can come, or steps to financial freedom. A process can come, water purification process. A process can come, consumer experience journey. A process can come, or a library picture. So basically we're talking about those images which are little tricky, little difficult to cope up and speak fluently. Remember, in describe image, what matters is the fluency over the content. It is 5 fluency, 5 content, 5 pronunciation. But still, I would tell you from my experience, it is the fluency that wins the race over the content. And what is fluency over here? Whatever the way you speak in read aloud, the same way you gotta speak in describe image. Isn't it? In read aloud, you speak market research is a vital part, proper rhythm, proper flow, proper fluency. Describe image, gun case. So we need a formula. That formula I'm gonna unveil in just a while. But yes, these are the images that could actually pose problems. So what is that formula? We will talk about the formula. But before that, this is the template or a structure. The image provided is a dash that gives information about dash. The image provided as a process that gives information about water purification process. While x-axis, this x-axis, y-axis comes only for line graph, bar graph, area chart. Rest of the images do not have this x-axis, y-axis, so please ignore this line if you're up against some images which do not have x-axis, y-axis. It is evident that conversely, another interesting point, these three lines is where you gotta speak something from the image, and this is where you're gonna be getting that 90. How do we speak this? 3 sentences: line graph, bar graph, pie chart, table, even map, even process. It's gonna be fine to some extent. But how about a picture? So we need a solid formula to activate that autopilot mode. Very shortly I'm going to unveil that. So these 3 things, it is evident that conversely, another interesting point, 3 sentences you got to speak from the image, any 3 things, but from the image. Overall, this image talks about, or overall this image illustrates. This is the structure. Now what is that algorithm? What is that formula? Very simple. Whatever the image is, follow simple steps. During the first 25-second preparation time, you got to be more conscious. Look into the image, identify 3 key things. Whatever it is, whatever you think is correct. Don't worry too much about it. If this is a right idea, if this is not a great idea, is this an average idea, is this a wrong idea? Don't worry. All you got to do is 3 key things. First thing, second thing, third thing. Whatever that comes to your mind by looking at the image, just imprint it over here, and then if possible write them down. You would have gotten a book and a pen. You can do these 3 things in the first 7 to 8 seconds. 25 seconds they give you, remember. So you still have some 17 to 18 seconds left. At least first sentence you can write neatly, slowly, if you want to write it fast. You can write all the 3 sentences, or you can do one more thing. You don't have to write down the sentences. You can just speak the sentences in your mind multiple times, at least once or twice, at least once for all the 3 key things that you identified. Now 25 seconds is done, and now the 40-second buffer window will open. Remember, no one is holding you at a gunpoint and asking you to speak for 40 seconds. Remember, they're holding you at a gunpoint and asking you to speak at least for 20 seconds. 25 seconds, 30 seconds is enough. Don't speak for less than 20 seconds. You will be heavily penalized. So it should be more than 20. 25 to 30 seconds is enough. Use the template. 3 key things you got to speak. Remember, when you speak, don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about your English. I don't have a good English. As a result, I think I get low scores. No, all they're checking is your fluency. Just go with your flow. Let's say you identified 3 key things, and while speaking, you messed it up. First key point, you spoke to third key point, or second key point, you knew it was the value of 4,200 and you spoke 4,100. Will that be a problem? 100% no problem. Don't speak intentionally wrong things by mistake if something goes for a toss. Absolutely fine. These things you keep in mind and just speak for any image. Maybe in the beginning it becomes difficult, but trust me, over the time this actually gets this autopilot mode activated. No matter whatever the image is, you're gonna just start speaking endlessly for at least for 25 to 30 seconds or 30-35 seconds in the worst case. So idea is very simple. Don't worry about the logic, don't worry about the grammar, don't worry about anything else but fluency. The flow has to be precise. For this you got to use this. You should convince, knowing that yes, fluency is the thing that gives me marks. Help me get the flow. Help me get the flow. Help me get the flow. What if I'm stuck for the ideas? You won't be, because in the beginning 25 seconds you already have identified 3 key things. What if I'm not able to identify? Yeah, you will be, man. There is a lot of things in the image. Any 3 things you definitely will be able to identify. Let me now show you that autopilot mode, how to activate for any kind of images. Let's start. If this is an image, 25 seconds preparation time, how do I make use of? Let's check out. The woman is writing a diary. Perhaps she's writing what has happened that particular day. She has a coffee cup right in front of her. The cup is blue in color, has some coffee in it. Probably she's addicted to caffeine and she needs a coffee probably while writing a diary, and she has laptop right in front of her. Probably she has already written in the laptop and she is watching it and transferring it. These 3 sentences is what I'm going to start speaking. She's watching the laptop and transferring it. She's writing a diary about her daily routine, and she has a coffee. Probably she's still drinking a coffee. The image provided is a picture that gives information about a lady writing a diary in front of a laptop. It is evident that she's writing a diary about what has happened on that particular day. Conversely, she has a coffee cup in the blue color, which says that she still has some coffee left, and it also indicates that she needs coffee while she writes a diary. Another interesting point is there is a laptop right in front of her, which means that she has written already in the laptop and seems like she's transferring the data from the laptop into the diary using a pen. Overall, this image illustrates a lady writing a diary by transferring the data from the laptop. That's all. It all boils down to how you prepared in the first 25 seconds. Remember, whatever I thought I would speak in the beginning 25 seconds, whatever I thought, same things I'm speaking. Don't use this too much. In 25 seconds beginning, right, I identified 3 key contents. Now let me just stick to that. There is this phone, there is this flower, there is this probably pickle or sugar or something. You may see it, but you're not prepared for it. Your mind doesn't know how to speak for this. And when you start speaking, you look into this mobile phone. There is also a phone which is kept. Now you start fumbling. So don't even try to attempt to speak or explore those things which you have not explored in the beginning 25 seconds. Whatever you have seen in the beginning 25 seconds, 3 key contents or 3 content, just stick to that religiously and speak. Try to get that flow. Probably in the beginning it is difficult for those who do not have a good flow in speech, but it will come over the time. Don't give up on this. This is the right structure. You use any other template, yes, you can still get marks, but those templates which gives you only keywords to fill, it is very easy to fill but very difficult to score more. Remember this. Now we quickly move on to the second question. 25 seconds. Here we start. First thing, a mom is teaching or narrating a bedtime story to a kid. The kid is so happy listening to the story and looking at the mom back, trying to understand more about the story. This also says the mom and baby are in a very lovely relationship and mom is really educating the child. That's all I'm going to speak. First thing is mom is narrating a story to a kid. Kid is completely engrossed in it and smiling at the mom back. The third is mom is educating completely. This would be an ideal situation. Let's start. The image provided is a picture that gives information about how a child can be taught in a school. It is evident that mom is reading a book, especially looks like a bedtime story to a kid. Conversely, we can also see that kid is very happy listening to a story and probably looking back at the mom laughing. Another interesting point is this describes an ideal bedtime story environment where mom can narrate the story to a kid before making the kid to fall asleep. Overall, this image illustrates how mom can narrate a story to a beautiful kid. As simple as these 3 things that we identified, I'm gonna just stick to them and speak. When I speak, I only focus on those 3 key things that I imagined, and I'm speaking very perfectly without any fumbles. Hope you are getting it. Fumbles are the enemies. You fumble, marks will go down. Remember this. We quickly move on to the third question. Let's start. All right. So there is this law and order picture. The judge is missing. First thing is the law and order picture is shown and the judge is missing. Second thing is you have this order. What do you call this? I have no idea. You have a stick kind of thing painted in brown color, which makes the people shut. And this also indicates that the court session is in progress where the judge is hitting that stick to make or to proceed with the justice. First thing I'm going to talk about is this picture depicts a law and order where the justice is about to be served. Second thing is there is a stick, a brown color stick where the judge uses to shut the audience before giving a judgment. This picture also talks about a session that is going on. We're going to start with this. The image provided is a picture that gives information about how a session in a court runs through. It is evident that there is this law and order symbol provided along with a stick in brown color. Conversely, this image also talks about a judge who is about to give a judgment, and before giving a judgment, the judge used to take that brown color stick and taps on the stage for 3 times. Another interesting point is the image also talks about justice that is going to be served in a sessions court, and before that what is going to happen is what is shown in the picture. Overall, this image illustrates a law and order perfect picture where a judge takes the stick and hits 3 times before giving the judgment. I know I was not very confident, but understand, no one is holding you at a gunpoint to get a precise thing out of it. People go blank looking at it. The only thing that I did not do is going blank. I just spoke. Law and order picture, there is this brown color stick, judge hits 3 times, order before giving a judgment. See, we cannot speak precisely anything from the image. Whatever your mind interprets, start with it. Hope you are getting it. What if you are stuck? I know people are like, I don't know what to speak. Get that thought away from you. Throw that thought into a dustbin. The moment there is a law and order and there is the stick, a judge will hit. Looks like session is going on and judge is going to do this 3 times before giving a judgment. Looks like this picture talks about a perfect, picture of a court where there would be a judge, there would be a victim, there would be people, and there would be these lawyers. Anything that comes to your mind starts speaking. AI interprets it differently. It is not programmed to expect the precise answer. It is programmed to expect some content, any content from the image. Understand this. We quickly move on to a map. When we talk about the map, I don't think I need a lot of preparation time, but still let's stick to this formula to activate this autopilot mode. 3 things. Let's start. Population density of African countries, 226. Niger is the country which has the largest population density with 226 people per square kilometer. Comes second in the list is not Dr. Congo, it is Dominican Republic of Congo, or you can say Congo, with a value of 1 or 3. Third in the list is Sudan with a value of 48 people per square kilometer. Fourth is South African country with a 40. Let's start. The image provided as a map that gives information about population density of African countries, where the densities are represented in terms of people per square kilometer. It is evident that Niger is the country which tops the list with a value of 226 people per square kilometer. Conversely, second comes in the list is Congo with a value of 1 or 3 people per square kilometer. Another interesting point is Sudan has a value of 48 people per square kilometer and South Africa has a value of 40. Overall, this image talks about population density of African countries. Just have to speak fluently for the first 30 seconds. You're gonna get it. Don't worry too much about it. What if I tell Sudan tops the list with a value of 226? Will that be a problem? 100% no. The problem is when you're stuck. When you're not speaking fluently, that's where the problem starts. Let's quickly move on to a process. Let's start. 3 things. Steps to financial freedom. The first step is budgeting and saving. After that, we go to increasing the income streams. And once you decide on how to increase the income streams, you invest them wisely. You invest in a way that you reduce your debt and build a passive income, probably by investing in stocks and shares or doing a passive job. Speak, man. The image provided is a process that gives information about steps to financial freedom. It is evident that the very first step in financial freedom is budgeting and saving. Looks like if you are not working on your budget and saving, probably you're falling into a trap. Conversely, the second step is increasing the income streams, which will also lead to the third step called investing wisely. Here is where you invest your budget wisely so that the fourth step is reducing the debt. When you invest your returns wisely, you reduce your debt, leading to the fifth step where you build the passive income. Overall, the image illustrates 5 important steps to financial freedom. As simple as this, you just have to read them as you see. Don't worry too much about the meaning, the interpretation of the logic and all. Just pick something from the image. You're gonna get it. We're gonna move to the next one. Let's start with a 25-second timer. Let's start. Water purification process. The first step in purifying the water is not getting it. Probably you use the filtering. After filtering, you boil it. I think the first step is boiling it. Once you boil, you filter it, and then it comes to the same process. After that, you cool it down, and then you store it. I'm not sure. I think 25 seconds is barely going to be over. Let's start. The image provided as a process that gives information about water purification process. There are 4 steps involved in this, with the first step being filtering, second is boiling, third is cooling, and the fourth is storing. It is evident that the first step in the water purification process is to boil it, where you kill all the germs. Conversely, once you boil it, you're going to store it somewhere so that it cools down, which is the third step. Another interesting point is the final step after cooling down is actual filtration process, where you add some minerals and probably process it completely. Overall, this image illustrates water purification process, which involves 4 steps, namely storing, filtering, boiling and cooling. I know I did not understand anything from the image. What is the first step also? I was not sure, but all I did was to become confident and speak whatever my mind says is correct. Don't question yourself in describe image. You just have to believe yourself and keep moving on, because no one is listening to you apart from this AI, and AI is programmed in a way that it needs some content, not a very precise content, because Pearson knows that in 25 seconds it is so difficult to describe it precisely, but it is possible to describe it with the flow, and they're giving preference to this possible to describe it with a flow than describing it precisely. We quickly move on to the next one. Let's start 25-second timer. Customer experience journey, which has probably multiple things. When the value is, I'm not getting anything, between 0, when the value is 1, it creates awareness. When the value is 2, it means they've experienced engagement. Conversion, when the experience journey says 3, it means they've already converted. 4 means satisfying, 5th is loyal. They just have to speak man. The image provided is a process that gives information about customer experience journey. It involves 5 numerics such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which relates to awareness, engagement, conversion, satisfaction and loyalty. It is evident that if the customer experience journey rates 1, it means they are just aware about the product. Conversely, if it means 2, that means the engagement is really good. Another interesting point is the number 3 rating involves conversion of the product. However, number 4 means they're really satisfied about the product. However, number 5 means they're really being loyal to the product. Overall, this image illustrates the customer experience journey over 5 different ratings: awareness, engagement, conversion, satisfaction and loyalty. I was very fluent. I don't know which product, which customer experience, but all I was able to make out was that product talking about the ratings. Even if you don't say rating is okay, 1 corresponds to awareness, 2 corresponds to engagement, which means the customers are engaging with probably the company. 3 corresponds to conversion, which talks about customers being converted to clients. You have to make some interpretation. Hope you're getting it. I think that's all for today. I really hope the one formula that I talked about to activate that autopilot mode really helps. If you believe that it's an informative content, like, share and subscribe and leave your valuable comments in the comment section. With this, I'm gonna park the video here. This is Nakul, 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 signing off from SKILLS PTE Academic. Soon we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks much.